At a certain moment, you will suddenly wake up and feel that you had been living but not really alive. You used to laugh, move, go out, but inside you were collapsing silently. You were wasting your time, wasting your life, and the worst of all is that you began to get used to this kind of life. You postpone, regret, and say inside yourself, "I will start tomorrow." But tomorrow never comes, and on a certain day, you will hate your old version and feel that you either rise now or extinguish forever. And here everything begins. This video is not just motivation but a real warning. A psychological challenge lasting 30 days that erases the worst version of you and rebuilds you from the inside, step by step. That I will give you the psychological weapons and practical steps supported by science, experience, and real change. But there is only one condition. Watch the video until the end, because change does not begin in the first minute, but in the minute you always stopped at. Before we start, what you will see now is not just temporary motivation, but a real 30-day experience. A tried psychological plan that I followed closely, where I was the guide in it, and I saw how a lost person can completely transform with simple but carefully studied steps. And because I saw this change happen before my eyes, I will guide you in this challenge step by step until you reach by yourself in the first week. From a lost person to a person who decided to break the first chain. And my friend's name was Jack. A quiet young man, not talkative, but whoever got close to him would feel that there was something troubled inside him. From the outside, he seemed normal, but I used to notice the tiredness in his voice and the loss in his eyes. Jack was not a failure, but he was stuck in the same routine every day. He stayed up late, woke up tired, grabbed the phone immediately, and wasted time in videos and empty talk. Then he felt regret and said to himself, "Tomorrow I start." But he never started. That I was not far from him. I myself had gone through this same circle before, and I knew exactly the feeling of living your day knowing that you were wasting your time. When I noticed what he was going through, I approached him and said, "Jack, there is only one thing that can change this circle, a simple challenge, just 30 days. Every week, one step. Not perfect, but real, and you only need to commit, even if you don't see results immediately." He stayed silent for a while, then said, "I'm ready," I replied. "Then we start now. Your turn." You may not know Jack, but perhaps you saw yourself in some of what he lived. You may be among those who stay up without purpose, start your day with the phone, waste your time, then regret and say inside yourself, "Tomorrow I start." But you never do. For this reason, this challenge was designed not because you are weak, but because you deserve a real beginning, because you need a clear way that gives you back control over your time and grants you greater respect for yourself. And at the end of these days, you will not be as you were, but you will be closer to the version you always wanted, more focused, more aware, and more respectful of your life. Science explains why we get addicted to procrastination and how to break it. In your brain, there is what is called reward circuits. They make you feel pleasure or achievement. But when you get used to quick rewards like short videos, chatting, and instant entertainment, it becomes hard to get excited for something long-term like studying, skills, or building yourself. For this reason, the first week is the hardest because you are trying to reprogram your brain and teach it to enjoy focus, patience, and deep pleasure. Week 1 task. In the first week, I didn't ask Jack to become a new person, nor to read a lot of books, nor to change all his habits. I told him, "Watch your day and choose only one habit that wastes your time every day." He thought, then said, "The phone." As soon as I open my eyes, I grab it immediately and keep scrolling for an hour or more. I told him, "This is the first target this week. Do not start your day with the phone, and before you touch it, give yourself 20 minutes for something useful. Anything. Writing, exercises, planning your day, reading. Even if you don't like reading, read just 2 pages. At first, the 20 minutes were hard, but after a few days he started to feel something different. A simple calm, a feeling of achievement, and something inside saying, "I'm getting better." And this is also your task. Do not change everything at once. Just choose one habit that steals your time and replace it with 20 minutes of focus on something that benefits you or brings you closer to the life you want. Don't start your day with chaos. Start it with something that gives you back control. And if you feel bored or hesitant, always remember, the first step is the one that breaks the chain. What you did this week is not simple. You have started changing direction and broken the first barrier. Week 2, from mental chaos to inner clarity. At the end of the first week, I began to notice something different about Jack. He did not become a superhuman and all his problems did not end, but his features changed. He woke up earlier, his face was calmer, His words fewer but deeper, he told me on the 8th day. I feel I started to understand myself, but there's still something inside that confuses me, like my head is full of thoughts that won't calm down. Here, we started the second stage of the challenge, cleaning the mind from chaos and fixing a space for clear focus. The goal this week: most people do not fail because they are stupid, but because their minds are too busy to focus on one thing. You think about the future and the past, worry about people's opinions, start a project, then stop after 2 days, all because of one thing: internal noise that doesn't give you the chance to hear your true voice. Science explains why our minds are noisy. Your mind is like a room. If you don't clean it regularly, it fills with noise, comparisons, and worries until you lose focus completely. This is what psychology explains clearly: the accumulation of scattered attention. You open more than one window in your brain and keep them all open all the time, so you lose control over any of them. The solution is not to close everything at once, but to start with a clear space daily where your mind can calm and arrange itself. Week 2 task: 20 minutes daily without distractions. But pay attention, we don't mean meditation or sitting without purpose, but a simple, clean time. Example: sit in a quiet place and write your thoughts on paper, or plan your day with a pen and notebook, or walk without your phone. Think, observe, empty your mind, or read something that helps you understand. Not for entertainment, but for understanding only. This simple time will become the most important 20 minutes of your day, because in it you hear yourself and start arranging the chaos you thought could never be arranged. Week 2 is not harder than the first, but it is deeper, and if you commit, you will start to see the difference in your focus, your decision-making, and your relationship with yourself. Week 3, from weak commitment to strong discipline. At the start of the 3rd week, I noticed something completely different about Jack. The change was not in his appearance, but in the way he acted. He began waking up on his own, getting ready without delay, writing his notes on a small paper, and telling me every morning, "Today I have a goal, even if it's small." I asked him, "What changed?" He replied with a light smile, "For the first time, I feel my day belongs to me." This sentence was enough to make me understand discipline is not about being strict, but about feeling that you hold your day in your hands and not let it slip away without meaning. Why is this week important? Many people start with enthusiasm but lose it after a while. Why? Because they don't build a habit but rely only on mood. And if you wait to feel like starting, you will probably never start. Here comes discipline, doing the action even when you don't feel excited. Science explains why daily commitment beats temporary motivation. Psychology distinguishes between two things: motivation and mood. They come and go, versus habit and discipline. They stay because they don't depend on your current feeling. When you repeat a simple act every day at the same time and in the same way, your brain shortens the path and starts doing it automatically without thought or resistance. And thus, the power of deep mind starts to serve you, and you get out of the prison of mood. Week 3 task: build a small but daily habit. Not any habit, but one that brings you closer to your goal or self-improvement. Sometimes you need no more than 15 minutes a day to start learning a simple skill that moves something new inside you, maybe design or a language, or even applied reading that changes your perspective. Or start with a small detail like tidying your place before sleeping so you feel the chaos starting to leave around you. In the morning, sit for a few minutes, hold your pen, and plan your day by hand, as if you are waking your mind with your own hand. Before sleeping, write in your notebook one question: what did I achieve today? And let the answer remind you that you are on the path, even if by one step. The only condition is to commit to it daily for 7 continuous days. Why? Because continuity sends your brain the message, "I am serious." And when your brain understands this message, it starts helping you instead of resisting you. By the end of this week, you will not become a superhuman, but you will become a person who trusts himself more because he sees his actions being carried out, not just intentions. Week 4. From distraction to ruthless focus. At the start of week 4, Jack told me a sentence I never forgot: "I have started to know what I want, but the problem is I can't focus on it." Jack had started to set his goals, arrange his day, and try to commit, but his mind was still escaping from him at every moment. Once because of a notification, another time because of a random thought, and sometimes for no clear reason. This is what most of us face today. We have strong intentions, but our minds no longer know how to stay in one place. Why is focus so hard in this era? The reason is simple but dangerous. You do not suffer from a lack of focus, but from an environment designed to destroy it. From the moment you wake up, the phone, notifications, short clips, constant distractions, Everything around you tries to steal your attention and train your brain to jump from one thought to another without completing one. And so you lose the ability to focus even on the simplest things. What does science say about distraction? In neuroscience, there is a concept called scattered dopamine. It happens when your brain gets small, quick rewards all day, like a notification, a fun video. So it gets used to this pattern and becomes unable to tolerate deep focus. It's exactly like someone who eats candy all day then is asked to eat a real meal. He won't feel it or tolerate it. Week 4 task: cut temporary sources of distraction and train the brain on real focus. The task is simple but powerful. Every day, dedicate only 30 minutes to focusing on one task without any interruption. Turn off the phone or put it far away. Choose a quiet place and start with a clear task. Studying, writing, a skill, analytical reading, planning a project. The secret is not in the length of the time but in the purity of this time from noise. Repeat this exercise every day at the same time and you will start to see the difference yourself in just 3 days. By the end of week 4, Jack said quietly, I started to feel that I control my day, not the other way around. His sentence was simple, but it meant a lot, because when a person starts controlling his focus, he starts regaining control of his life. Thus, in only 4 weeks, Jack got out of the worst version he was living in and began building himself again. Calmly, confidently, and with small but steady steps. Challenge summary: what did we do in 30 days? In the first week, we broke the first chain of the routine and changed the beginning of the day into a real start, not chaos. In the second week, we learned how to empty the chaos from our minds and give ourselves quiet time to understand and think. In the third week, we built the first daily habit, simple but steady, to break procrastination and plant discipline. In the fourth week, we trained the mind on focus and isolated sources of distraction, regaining control over our attention. Every week was a small step, but together they made something big. Now you are not as you were. You are closer to yourself, stronger in your decisions, and more aware of your moments. But there's a final question: what next? Do you stop here, or start the stage where this change becomes permanent, not temporary? After Jack finished the challenge, not more than 20 days passed before he opened his first small project. A simple cafe, but one he had dreamed of for years. I was the first to visit him and sat on a wooden chair in front of him. He served me a cup of coffee without asking, and when I wanted to pay, he said with a deep smile, "You are the only customer who doesn't pay, because you were the first person to change something in my way of life." In that moment, I understood something. One word, a simple plan, a clear challenge can change a person's path completely. This challenge is not just ideas. Everything you saw here is based on real experiences, real psychological studies, and techniques that people use daily to stand up again after years of distraction and loss. I won't tell you change is easy, but it's possible, and this challenge is the proof. Finally, if you saw yourself in this video even in a small way, do not hesitate to subscribe to the channel, because what's coming will be deeper, and I will be with you in every step. Write to me in the comments what habit you will start breaking today, and I will read every word myself. And if you feel that this video could change someone you know, do not hesitate to share it with them. Perhaps you will be the reason for a new beginning in their life. YouTube algorithms have chosen this video for you because it's the best, and it may be the next step in your journey.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video.